guest today is Jeff Murphy. He is Director of Supply Chain Managed Services for Celestica. Hi Jeff, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Nice speaking with you today.
What would you describe as the top priorities for a company that's looking to evolve its supply chain processes?
So with our experience in working with clients, we've really looked at three main areas that we look at. Forecast accuracy and demand volatility is something that is a top priority out in the industry. It's a dynamic world and things are always changing, and the ability for the supply chain to improve upon that forecast and that velocity is key. Visibility across the network would be the second one. It's a large expanded network, global optimization, handling multiple regions, and having the visibility is very key for people into the contract manufacturers as well as the OEMs. And lastly, the ability to synchronize the supply chain end to end. Having the visibility is one thing, but being able to synchronize it so that you know the cause and effect of everything when a change in orders happen or a change in demand happens and what the material constraints will be. So having that system solution that synchronizes the entire supply chain is something that's key to our clients and is what the top three industry specs are right now.
Of course, you could say that that would have been on anyone's wish list 10 years ago, but it might not have been possible then. You're saying now that's within your reach to achieve all of those priorities.
It's in our reach. A lot of the technology advancements over the last 10 years have really come up. Put simply, an in-memory type solution has allowed for integration as well as having that real-time ability to collaborate across multiple networks. Having 12 to 15 nodes operating synchronized simultaneously is something that 10 years ago we weren't able to do. Now the technology has brought us to a place where we can do that.
Not to mention what constitutes a contract manufacturer or an electronic manufacturing services provider has changed so much in the last 10 years. I mean, you're trying to do so much more than you used to, are you not?
Yeah, big difference. I mean, originally when outsourcing first happened, we were basically building product. Now we're increasing the value we provide and going up the value stream within an OEM. And one of the reasons I lead the SE Managed Service organization is actually getting into transforming the way that our clients doing things versus just building production boards for them.
So how does rapid response factor into your supply chain?
So we've been a long-time user of rapid response. We've been about 5 years down the journey, and we continue to evolve with the product. But we use it as our core. It's core to our architecture. We're an SAP shop from a financial ERP system, but rapid response really is our planning system of record. We've deployed it globally. All the networks across our EMEA, APAC, and NAR region uses it. And the differentiator it really provides is the ability to be proactive in a simulation environment. Years ago, I mean, they still say today that 70% of customers are run their planning out of Excel. We've gotten to a point with our rapid response where if an order comes in and changes, or you get an emergency drop-in order, we're able to see how that order drops in, understand the effect of the order, understand what other orders are at risk in a simulation mode, and seeing right down to how does it affect our gross margin, how does it affect our inventory levels, how does it affect revenue at risk for a quarter end, and we're able to simulate that, know the effects, and chase it afterwards. Previously, 10 years ago, we would have loaded that in the system and figured out the results and been chasing it for a couple weeks. So that upfront simulation activity with the whole network connected on complex config to order, how a box can affect a PCBA, can affect a component, and seeing that all in one platform is really the differentiator that rapid response has brought to Celestica.
And can you break that down to visibility of all of your individual parts? Is that at the part level you can do this?
At the part level, yeah. So if you do a order change and you'll realize that I can hit this order and miss 5 other orders, what's the material that's causing me to miss those 5 orders? I can also go in and solution how that material can be solved, either through expediting a PO, paying a premium, buying a part off a disti. And I can put those into a scoreboard, and that scoreboard will actually tell me, based on the weightings I give them at revenue or at margin, which solution is best for my business and which solution is best for the customer. So I'm achieving their delivery and achieving my profitability. And years ago, we just weren't able to do that.
You can kind of play with the levers too, right?
Yep.
You just adjust all the different settings and you get different results.
And it's Excel-like in the fact that it's a friendly solution that the users can see, they feel comfortable using, and it allows for adoption, which is, you can put out any system in the world, but unless the users adopt it, embrace it, and see that it's driving value in their business, and I think that's where rapid response really has a strong position.
Better and easier to collaborate, use it as a means of collaboration, I would imagine, than a spreadsheet,
Yeah, absolutely.
traditional spreadsheet.
Yeah. And you can even assign workloads. So if you need somebody to do something, you can actually send it to their queue so that it can walk people through the work that needs to be done.
Yeah. What are some of the pain points that you're seeing among your supply chain clients, or your clients these days in terms of supply chain management? What are they struggling with the most?
Struggling the most is, I would really say, synchronizing the supply chain. So as a contract manufacturer, an OEM wants to be able to see not only what they're doing, but what we're doing, right down to the material level. The whole concept of the control tower, of an OEM being able to sign on, see, even if it's 4 or 5 contract manufacturers, see all the supply that's feeding in their factories globally, and seeing that in one place, allows them to be responsive. We've gone from the ability to measure, give a request back to a customer in days to minutes. And you don't have to pick up the phone and call 3 different regions and have the time zone effect being able to respond back to the customer. You're in one place, and the customer really sees the value in that end-to-end solution that's real time.
So in terms of any initiatives, supply chain initiatives that provide the most value, you just mentioned a control tower.
Yeah.
I guess that used to be called a dashboard. Now it's a little bit sexier, right?
A little sexier.
What other kinds of initiatives do you think really address these problems directly?
The other thing that one of the big initiatives we have in our SE Managed Service organization is the use of advanced analytics, the concept of big data, but really getting to the point where the biggest pain point our clients have is forecast accuracy and their demand volatility. And you're never going to get a perfect forecast. But the better you get your forecast, the downstream implications to inventory, liability, revenue, delivery are exponential. So we really have come out with a solution that is an analytic solution that provides clients the ability, we will generate a forecast for them using a statistical modeling technique, but also what we call an optimized or hybrid forecast. We understand that stats aren't always going to be the best. You're going to have your marketing segments, your sales segments that have input to that S&OP process, but really driving with the client the advanced analytics to set the baseline and set that forward. And achieving 20–30% forecast accuracy improvements can result directly in 10–15% inventory savings downstream, and really reduce supplier churn and flatline the operation. And that's one of the value props that we're seeing and delivering to our clients.
And the forecast is the forecast for everybody now, right? I mean, it's no longer the case where you make a forecast and the OEM makes a forecast and the parts suppliers make forecasts, no one agrees, and you have a big mess at the end. Everyone's on the same numbers?
Absolutely, and we're also, as I said earlier, moving up the value stream. So previously we would say, we're a contract manufacturer, we receive a forecast. Now we're embedded in the S&OP process in demand collaboration to say, as you're doing your S&OP process and taking your unconstrained plan to a constraint-based plan, factor in capacity, supply, allocation of inventory if you're in an allocated parts situation, and help form that forecast, that single forecast as it comes down, versus just being the recipient. And it's just, again, the evolution of where we move from outsourcing to moving up the value stream.
So how have you been able to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, specifically through this partnership with Kinaxis?
So we have a good relationship with Kinaxis. One of the things that is unique to us is we really believe in our practitioner methodology. We're doers of supply chain. We're world-class at supply chain. We have supply chain individuals across our network. We're also heavy users of Kinaxis, and we also have a very strong IT organization, recognized with numerous recognitions for our IT work. So the partnership with Kinaxis is we come in with business consultants that have actually done the job in the grassroots. We have the people that can configure the system in support with Kinaxis. We amend with the advanced analytics to provide an upfront valuation, and really gone a step beyond with our integration. Getting to full visibility requires integration. Integration is a huge piece of the work. We've gone as far as to build an integration application that we can bolt on to 5 or 6 different clients and be able to accelerate that time to value by having a solution that brings all the relevant data right into the system. So it's the cornerstone of those types of relationships that has brought the partnership together.
Well, Jeff, I really appreciate this opportunity to get a picture of how Celestica and your industry has evolved and how you're meeting some of these challenges today. Thank you so much for being with us.
Appreciate the time.
I've been speaking with Jeff Murphy of Celestica. Thank you very much for watching.